Anyway, so now we are here. This is episode 3, and this is basically me. I'm going to talk about what I'm doing with the 7 steps to mental mastery course, and basically the methodology I use, and that I'm going to be using as I step through and I do this course, right? So this is behind the looking glass, so you guys are seeing it. Um, but everybody else will be seeing also this behind the looking glass because they will have invested in the course. So if you bought into the webinar and you're like, oh my gosh, what's he talking about? You're about to learn about that right now.
Okay, guys, so if you're hearing this right now, what you're going to be seeing is essentially a cutoff from my Patreon series of Behind the Looking Glass. This is used for the webinar to help explain what's going on. Basically, I'm just going to be talking through the program that you're going to see, so all of this around you makes sense. But ultimately, if you want to get the full story, you need to join my Patreon or invest at some level, which is watching more of my YouTube channel, buying into the Patreon course, or ultimately just following through on the course and remembering why you're here. But enjoy the rest of it and hope this makes sense.
You bought here and you decided, hey, I'm going to trust this guy. So here we are. Boom. This is the program, basically, as simple as I could do it. I did my best. I'm not perfect. But it's really just around these 3 principles. 1 hour a day. It's a morning ritual, right? And you don't have to do this in the morning. You can do this at night. You can do this in the middle of the day. If you give me 1 hour of your time every single day, because you do this, I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to do this. I promise you that if you give me 1 hour of your time, so 50 hours over the next 50 days, I will help you get what you want. Basically, that's my promise. Now you're like, how is he going to do that? Right? But let me explain, right? It's going to first start with these 3 fundamental habits that we're going to learn called Kaizen, meditation, and journaling. Now, you've probably heard of these two a bit, right? Meditation and journaling. Everybody knows they should be meditating and journaling. Now, I'm telling you right now, if you don't want to journal and you don't want to meditate, this course is not for you. You're not ready to do it. I don't know what your blocks there are, and I'm frankly not invested anymore until you do that. But you've somehow come into the webinar and you said you've looked for some type of solution. I got you here somehow. You watched an ad of mine, you gave me your email address, and now you're watching this video. So you invested at some level, right? You're behind the looking glass now. You're learning about my course. So I really want to ask you, if you're not ready to meditate and journal, why? Why is meditation and journaling scary for you? It's 1 hour of time. So I'm going to ask you is, I'm telling you, if you give me 1 hour of your time, and at whatever level you're able to afford, if you give me 1 hour of your time every single day, I'll help you get what you want. If it's learning how to market, if it's making more money, if it's making better love to your wife, if it's having kids, I don't, well, having kids might be a stretch. Like, I can't, like, I'm not a diviner of miracles, right? But what I'm saying is, in terms of mental mastery, and in terms of accomplishing your goals, following your dreams, figuring out a marketing plan, whatever it is, I can help you do that. If you give me 1 hour of your time every single day for the next 50 days. And in order to do that, I need you to invest in me because I'm investing in you, because that's energy exchange. And that's what we're here to do. I'm going to give you my energy, something that I have, which is personal freedom, freedom of my time, freedom from my limits, and total authenticity that I'm sharing with you. And you, in turn, can compensate me or exchange back that either financially by giving me more attention by sharing this, or by investing in me at some level, buying my books or something. But I need a level of investment. So that's what I'm asking. So 1 hour of your time, which I ask for right now, and I'm going to show you how this course is going to work. I'm going to show you by giving you something. I'm not here to just take. I was never here to take. I'm going to give you something. So if you give me an hour, I will give you something that will begin the starts of your journey to getting whatever it is you want. This will be the 50th. This will be the first of 50 days, because I say I'm going to sell you this course. This is already, you're a part of the course. This is part of the course. The whole lead up that I was showing you, that was all part of the course. That's why I can talk the way I do, because I am giving you value. That's part of the marketing, right? Is that I'm giving you value. I'm actually concerned about you, and I want to do what's best for you. But I also love myself, and like I said earlier, a brother's got to eat, a brother's got to play video games, My brother's got to sleep, and you guys got to help me do that. So if you help me do what I want, which is to sleep, eat, breathe, and live a happy life, and take care of my body, I will help you have total authenticity, total emotional and mental freedom, total fear of the unknown just completely vanished and evaporated. I'll show you how to have joy, faith, sovereignty, grace, justice, love, and truth within yourself. I will show you how to master that within yourself. And I'll show you how to do that in 50 days or less. And if I can't help you do that in 6 months, I will pay you $3,000. I will go into my bank account. I will make a ledger of that. And 6 months from now, if you do not feel joy, faith, sovereignty, grace, truth, and justice in your life, if you don't feel like you're able to live your personal truth, and that is because I did not do what I said I was going to do. If you can find where I did something and I didn't. Now, if you don't get that because you violated your contracts and you didn't do your barn, I'm not paying you. But if you do your part all the way through, and you're ready, and you believe you're a person who has perfect integrity, who knows what you're ready to do, who's ready to invest in themselves, and you're like, I want to be happy, I know how to do that, and you have the ability to invest, I promise you I'll do that. And if I don't, 6 months from now, so that's going to be September 29th, right? Not September 29th, September 3rd, because that's when my course launches. If I don't do it for you, if you don't feel like I have totally given my word and then some, and that I haven't made it possible for you after you've come in my engine. Now remember, the only people who get that promise and that guarantee are players. Now if you play a player in this game and you play this game long enough, I promise you I'll help you get what you want in 6 months. But if you don't play the game, I can't give you that promise. But if you play this game for 6 months and I don't get you what you want, I will give you $3,000 for wasting your time. And all I ask is 1 hour every single day. That's it. Just give me 1 hour of your time. And you're already giving it. You've already given me 6 minutes, right? So let's get on to this. Let's move on to what I'm talking about. So these are for the people who are ready to meditate and journal. And then the last step is called self-study or self-intention, kaizen. It's a Japanese word that basically means self-improvement. So this is for people who want to improve themselves. So if you think you have it figured out, if you think you know everything, this is not for you, because I mean, hell, you need to teach me. And if that's what got you here, you probably saw that ad where you're like, this guy's an idiot. Like, I can show him what's up. Please do. I want you to criticize this webinar, criticize my course. I want you to take my course. I want you to audit my course. Pay me, right? And you can audit your course. You can audit my course. And if you can find anything that's wrong with it, you can give me feedback. If I don't incorporate that feedback and you can make a better course, I'll pay you $3,000 for 6 months. If you want to coach me, if you want to help me for 6 months. Jump into my course and I will listen to you every single hour. I'll give you an hour of my time and you can coach me and I'll pay you $3,000 over the next 6 months. That's $500 a month. If you really want to do that, if you think you can coach me, if you think you know better than me and you want to do that, I will pay you. And you have to sell me. You have to sell me. Let me know how you can improve upon everything I'm doing here. If you can do it better, pay me. I will find you. I will pay you, and you can help me do better because I want to do better. But if you don't know better, then you need to shut up and listen. Okay? And if you are shutting up and you are listening, thank you. Right? So let's go into what exactly the 7 steps to mental mastery will look like. Well, like I said, it's 50 days, 1 hour a day, right? And basically, in this, 1 hour a day, right, you're going to be learning this in this pattern that I discovered in my Hero Writer course. If you want to learn more about that, there's going to be a link somewhere on this video because this is the webinar. You're in the universe now, so there's going to be links all around you. There's a link probably over here to play the game, right? Then over here is going to be somewhere like about my wait list and all the options I have. So up there, if you want at any level of investment, these are all the levels of investment I require to join and play the game and enter my universe, so to speak, right? So you can pay as high as $10,000, you can pay as little as $7 to get something out of this. This is about my $700 offering. This is where I feel like the course will help most people. Now, if you want to learn through Mr. Reference, I'm eventually going to write books on all 7 of this. So I'm going to make a manual for this. So if you want to get this in book form and you don't want to have to pay for a course, that's going to come out in about 6 or 7 months. So you can just wait until then. I don't know why you're waiting. I don't know why you would come this far and then choose to wait, but if you want to go for it. Like, if you're not ready to invest more than $8, I'll tell you right now, just buy the Mr. Reference book and then you can get off this video. You don't need to watch anymore. I'm serious. If you're not ready to invest more than $8, 777, literally, I just ask that you buy my book, share this video with anybody, and then you can leave. You don't need to listen to me anymore. Seriously. Right? Because this is like, I just want to make sure that everyone's doing it the proper level of investment. And if you're only going to invest $8, I don't want to make you watch more than 10 minutes worth of time. So go buy my Mr. Reference books. If you're sold and you want to invest further, but you don't want to do the course, the 7-week course or whatever, seriously, get off the video, buy my book. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm serious. So the only people left now should be people who are either interested in my Hero Writer course, who are interested in learning how to write a book in 90 days. We're not here to talk about that. I have other videos for that. But we're here to talk about just the 7 steps to mastery, right? And there's some people that came in behind the looking glass, but don't worry, we're just going to keep working and streaming right now, right? Because we're working right now. We're totally working. Hey guys, how are you? Not much. How are you guys doing?
Good.
What's I totally would come up and say hi. I'm streaming right now for my webinar, so I totally come talk to you. But a bunch of people are watching, so right. So, but let's talk later, dude. Let's catch up. I want to talk to you. Okay. Anyway, so that's my friend. I'm staying at his place, right? And I think that's a girl, probably his girlfriend. I don't know. Anyway, so let's get back to it. So this is the 3rd episode of Behind the Looking Glass, but this is the webinar, right? So if you guys are understanding, like, oh, what's the webinar? I'm going to just split it off, but this is the 3rd episode, and this is essentially how a marketing funnel works. I'm showing you. So let's go talk about what that course looks like. So this is episode 4, and we're just going to keep going with the webinar, where I actually talk about 7 steps to mastery and what it is I'm actually doing here, right? So at some level, you decided that you either you want more than to just learn how to write a book in 90 days. You've also decided that, okay, like, I'm more than willing to buy this book, but I'm also maybe interested in this course and learning what this guy has to teach me about greater, deeper authenticity. Okay, well, let's talk about what that looks like. So 1 hour a day for 50 minutes for 50 days. That's it. And how I'm going to help you feel all these things and then some, to total and complete self-mastery. This is what it looks like. First, you start out with Kaizen, meditation, and journaling. And those are going to be your base habits throughout. That's all I'm going to ask of you. Like I said, everything you can do in 1 hour. And then basically, we're going to go through the very first day. We're going to talk about personal joy right here. And that's the P is for personal, the M is for mental, the E is for emotional, the spirit here is for your spirit or your energy, right? The 5 there is going to be peace with others, and 6 is going to be your service of expression, and then the 7, and this is the big one, is where we talk about game plan. And we're going to talk about your game plan with all of these aspects, right? So you're going to go from understanding your personal joy all the way to a game plan a week from the time. So a week from March 3rd, if you jump in, that means March 10th, we're going to make a game plan for how you're going to feel joy. That's going to be in 1 week. If you watch every single day, give me an hour. And it'll be less than an hour most of the time, but it'll be an hour with all the activities and everything. But if you do that, basically it'll be like, how do we mobilize a game plan to help you feel more joy? And we're going to build that, and it's going to be based on these techniques that I've built that got you into the funnel, right? It's what got your attention here so far. Because the reason you know I can do this is because I've shown you that I can do this. You're here watching this video. And I did it without needing to ever meet you or physically touch you, right? I didn't have to force you. I didn't put a gun to your head. You came here. So if I was able to get your mind without you being consciously aware to this point in the video, I probably know how to make a game plan to help you feel more joy, right? So let's talk about that. And we're going to do that for every single one of these steps, right? Now, part of this, what's cool about this course is I have an actual client. So on the 50th day, you guys are going to see a live testimonial where you're going to meet the client that I've worked with. And what we're going to do is this course I've structured like an episode of a journey. So this episode of joy, it's going to look less like a course, and it's going to look more like a movie. There's still going to be activities and things I need you to do, but it's going to play out more like a movie, right? Because it's about entertainment, right? You guys are going to understand, like, I want to make movies, and like I'm an author. So for me, it's about storytelling. So I'm going to show you how that's done. Now, this is a course though, but it's going to play out like a movie, like something you watch on Netflix for like 8 to 10, 12 minutes every single day. And then it's going to be like a little miniature Bluey episode. And then you're going to take those lessons and apply those lessons into your life. And we're going to create a course and a worksheet based off of that. So that's how this course is going to work. It's very dynamic. I know it's very creative. It's complex. The behind the scenes of it is very complex. Don't worry about that. Just enjoy it. And that's going to be what we're talking about in the very first week. And then you're just going to enjoy it. And then I will say, if you don't trust me, try me. Seriously. If you don't trust me, try me. You've gotten this far with me. What's holding you back now? Seriously, what makes you not want to buy the course right now? If you're feeling any blocks, if you're feeling any reticence, it's probably because you have trust issues. If you're truly happy, you probably have joy issues though, right? And so if we're going to talk about what it takes to make a game plan for joy. So I have a question. When was the last time you really felt joy? Right? How would you define what joy is? I want you to actually pull out a notepad, right? So if you're watching this right now, I want you to make sure that you're getting serious about this. So I want you to pull your attention aside. I want you to pull your computer, your phone, whatever you're doing, and get a notepad out. Seriously, get a notepad out. Like I have my journal right here with you, right? And at the fifth, we're going to talk about one of the most key components of finding joy, right? We're going to talk about faith. Faith right there. You can't see it. Oh, you can't see it. It's right there. It's faith. And that's the next step. Because at some point, you haven't trusted me. You haven't bought the link yet. You're still watching this webinar. You're still trying to figure out what is going on, right? So if you're from the webinar perspective, you're about 17 minutes in, right? 17 or 18 minutes, I'm not totally sure. And you still are like thinking, okay, maybe I'm going to buy this course. You felt enough trust that you've watched and you give me your attention, but you haven't felt enough trust that you're going to buy yet. So that tells me that there's some trust issues there, right? Because I demonstrated to you, full stop, up to this point, that I'm trustworthy. Yet you're still doubting. So let's talk about what that looks like and how to break through that. Because this is not only about breaking doubt on myself, but also for you, right? So I want you to take time on your piece of paper. Now, if you paused and are back here, great. If you haven't paused, pause right now and get a piece of paper and lock in, because we're going to talk about for the next 25 minutes. We're going to get pretty deep here. So I need you to get into a space where you're ready to listen to me, really invest, and try to understand something about yourself. If you're not in a place where you really want to understand anything about yourself and you just clicked on this link because you're looking for odd entertainment, that's not what this aspect is. There's an adventure mode advertisement stream that I have that you can do with the Onyie Onyeabor Raising Project. It takes way more time, but you're here because you actually want to get results. So let's get some results. Sit down, pull out your pencil and your paper or your pen, and let's get to writing. What is faith to you? Go. Faith is, I don't want you to take a bunch of time and think about it. Faith is love. Faith is happiness. Faith is God. Faith is religion. Faith is trust. Faith is whatever you think faith is, just put that down. Faith is blah, 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 blah. Put that down, right? And now we're going to talk about why you feel. If there's anything about that that is not congruent with me right now, I want you to put that down and write that down why. I want you to pause this video if you're doing that, because right now we're in the course. I'm giving you value. We're doing that right now. I'm helping you get through these blocks. So I want you to first listen to what I say, then I want you to pause and I want you to write on your pen and paper. What is it? Faith, if faith is this, why don't I see that in Onyie Onyeabor? Why don't I see that in this video? I want you to pause and ask yourself that. So I'm going to give you about 5 seconds to pause, do all that, answer the question. It'll only be about 2 or 3 seconds for me. It'll be however long that takes to answer that question for you. So 3, 2, 1. Now you've answered that question. There's something about this video that you see in me that isn't resonating with your idea of faith because you still haven't bought. And if it does, go ahead and buy the link, because right now, this is the course working for you. We're working through the course right now. I'm doing a miniature sort of bite-sized version, but this is what we would be talking about. This is the level of content you would be getting. Because like right now, my investment is to help you work through these blocks, because I know what it takes to help you feel personal freedom. I know what it takes to have that, because I've helped this client that we're going to be working through. There's this client that I've worked through that you're going to see live in action doing it. And I've worked with them. They completed the course. They've done it. I've done all the measures and stuff with them, and they can give me a testimony, and you'll see that testimony where they basically said, he has freed me from everything. And I have that testimony up on my channel, and I'll show you guys that testimony. And you saw that testimony of that person in that video, right? You're going to see their life. They consented to having me go through, and you're going to see the testimony of them, and they were in that ad video that you saw. Whatever ad video you saw, they were in that video with the testimonies. So I'm telling you right now, like, this works. This program works. So, and not only my words are going to work for it, but eventually your words are going to work for it too. But you can only know that if you have faith. Now, let's talk about what faith is. Now, I made an earlier video about that, when I was doing Through the Looking Glass, but right now we're behind the looking glass. We're learning about the inner operations. We're not playing the game at an NPC level anymore. We're playing like players. We're trying to understand what is actually going on so we can make an impact in the world. And in order to do that, we need people to believe in ourselves, we need them to believe in us, and we need to believe in ourselves. So I'm going to ask you, those things that you see that are lacking in me, do you believe you have them? Do you believe in yourself? That's the question I want to ask you. Do you actually believe you possess those traits? Because you said I don't have them. Faith is this. And Onyie Onyeabor does not have these aspects of faith. So I want to ask you, do you have those aspects of faith? Do you see them in yourself? And if you do see them in yourself, I'd like you to tell me how. I want you to write it down. Right? I want you to write down how you feel like you have more belief in yourself than you have in me and what I've shown you and what I've demonstrated. Show me how you have more belief in yourself. And if you can't do that, you need to buy my course. You need it. Like, at this point, you need it. If you can't do that, that simple thing. If you cannot say where he has shown up less authentically than I have, and I can see that, and this, and that, if you can't articulate that to your mind logically, you need my course, and you're stuck. You're stuck. You have trust issues, and you're never going to be able to work through life as long as you have those trust issues. Now, we're going to talk about episode 4 on Behind the Looking Glass of how to work through those trust issues. For those in the webinar, this is going to be seamless for you, but for those in behind the scenes, you're just going to have to wait. Now, this is Behind the Looking Glass, episode 4, right, of season 2, week 2, blah, 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 blah. And we were just talking about faith and trust issues and how you're going to work through your own trust issues. Because for some reason you haven't invested in my course, but you've invested this far into the webinar. You've sit here, you're still watching the video, you haven't made a decision, right? And at this point, it's not because you don't believe in me, it's because you don't believe in you. It's called confidence. You don't have any. You have very little confidence in yourself. You don't trust yourself, which means you can make an idea, you can have something that's kind of going on in your head, but you haven't come to the place where you really trust that's real and authentic and going to work out for you. Because maybe you've been, I don't know who you are, right? You could be Onyie Manor person, you could be skinny, you could be fat, you could be lazy, it doesn't matter. But I know something for certain is that you don't believe in yourself. I can say that with 100% certainty. And if you don't believe me, try me. Buy my course and prove me wrong. But if you can't buy my course, and you can't answer that question, you're stuck. You're absolutely stuck. And you need the course. So you need to buy it. And if you can't, if you're at a point where it just feels like force and pressure, there's no pressure. That's not coming from me. Remember, you can turn this video off anytime you want. You're more than welcome to go off and do whatever you need. right? And remember, if it's about money for you, because at this point you're probably thinking money, $700, like, I don't know if I could do that. Like $700, like worth a lot of time. So I'm going to ask you something. I don't know how much you make an hour, right? So $700, right? Let's do some math here because you are probably logical and you think you're being logical, but you're probably not actually. So now we're going to go and do some calculations. Now, I promised you that I would give you 1 hour, so I'm going to give you 50 hours, right? I said I'm going to give you 50 hours of my work, being able to work with me, and in exchange, I'm asking for $777, right? So let's take 50, right, and divide that by 777, right? That means you're paying me, well, actually, we need to multiply that because I suck at math. See, there you go. Living proof that I suck at math. All right, so we're going to take my hours, so your hours, times 770. We're actually going to just 700. No, I know what the math we need to do. We need to take the money, right, that you're so worried about, the $777. We're going to divide that by 50 hours, right? Because I said I'm going to help you get what you want, divide in 50 hours, all right? That's $15 an hour. That's $15.55 an hour. Now, I want to make you explain that. New York City, the minimum wage to work there is $15. So I'm working a minimum wage job for you. If you buy this course, I'm literally telling you, if you pay me a minimum wage salary in New York, where I'm based out of, where this company was started, if you pay, that's why I picked the number I picked, guys. It's because I understand. I'm not trying to do a scam here. I'm not trying to scam you. I'm telling you, everybody you buy a burger from, everybody who works in your shopping center, everyone who does that, if you believe they're not worth $15 an hour, okay, but I have to ask you, with everything that I've shown you, that I demonstrated my terms, my understanding of marketing, my ability to articulate myself, my ability to give you 100% presence, right? I was homeless on the street. Now I'm with my friend in his house, sitting here, trying to build a new life for myself. Are you telling me I'm not worth a minimum wage job? Is that what you're saying? Is that actually what you're saying? You're saying what this guy has done, he's not worth flipping my freaking burgers. Because I can't get a job right now, guys. A 9 to 5 job, I couldn't get it if I wanted to. Because of some stuff that happened with some police for a crime I didn't commit. That's why I built my business, right? But you would be essentially paying me a minimum wage job, right? And remember, I was homeless, but I'm telling you right now, that does not matter. You can transform your life, and I'm going to be living proof. And I've helped people do this, and I'm doing it right now. I'm showing you myself doing it. And all I'm asking for you to do is help me get what you want with a minimum wage job. That's $15 a day for the next 50 days. That's it. And I will help you get what you want. And if that does not work, if I lied to you, I'm publicly putting this out there, so everybody's going to watch this. My name will be dragged through mud, right? Everybody will think, like, this won't be just my skin color. This will be all the mud on me. I know for the people who are sensitive, get over it. It's race. It's not a big deal, right? This will be the ruining of my career. I will have destroyed my life, because this is what I'm promising you, is that if I'm not worth this minimum wage job, in 6 months, I will pay you $3,000, right? So that means for 6 months worth of work, I'm going to give you $500 a month. I will pay you back if by September 3rd I have not helped you get what you want, and it is because I failed, not because you failed, because you did everything that you were supposed to. You followed my course, you gave me that 1 hour, and you did everything that you were supposed to do in that course, and I'm not going to make it this impossible thing. Right? I'm going to hold you. You're going to be able to hold me publicly accountable. And if the course doesn't work, you're going to be able to tell me. And then for telling me how it doesn't work and how I did not get you what you wanted, I will pay you $500 for every single month of your time that I wasted. And all I'm asking for you is an investment of $777. So if you guys want to think about it just from a business perspective, logically, from just a business perspective, right? Let's take that. You're going to give me $777 now, right, by buying that course. And then you're going to take that times 6, right? That's $4,662 some change, right? So we're going to minus that 3,000 because that's what it is. That means essentially, right, you've lost, like, I've lost 100 hours of my time because that's 1662, right? So I've lost 100 hours of my time. I've wasted 100 hours of your time. I'll pay you, if you're worth 100 hours, so if you're worth $30 an hour or more, I'm going to pay you for basically 100 hours of your time, right? And if you're less than that, I'm going to pay you that much more. So think about it. I'm asking for 50 hours of my time to help get what you want. And the worst way you can lose is either my name gets publicly ran through the mud, you're able to sue me and get your money back, or if it doesn't work out, you get about $100. You get about 100. If you make $30 or less, you get 100 hours of your time back. I will literally double the investment. Literally, your investment of time and energy, I will double your investment. That's what I'm telling you. So if you give me $777 now and I fail you, the worst you have to lose is that you get double back your investment. You get the $1,500. You get actually 4 times in terms of money, but in terms of your investment, because of your time and your energy, that'll bring it down to double. I will double your investment. And you'll either see that, so you'll see the results in your life, and you'll do whatever you want. You'll be living high. You'll be a full-time author that's why you're here. You'll be a full-time musician if that's why you're here. You'll get along with your wife if that's why you're here. Whatever reason you're here for, I will help you do that. And all you have to do is give me $77. And the worst-case scenario is after $777, if you click and buy that link below, the worst-case scenario is that I will double your investment and give you $3,000. After the loss and the damages and everything I've done. That sounds like a win-win. I don't see how you can lose that, because that's the game. It's impossible to win. It's impossible to lose. And there's only one way to win. You can't lose this game that you're playing with me. And remember, I'm the administrator. My goal is to help you win the game. All I'm saying right now is you gotta buy this course. So go up there, buy the course, $777. That's it. Just buy it. Just buy it. Now, if you have done that, you're probably proceeding, right? Now, I need you to decide whether or not you're going to do this. And this is where we're at right now. So I'm going to ask for a decision, right? If you're going to buy the course, just buy it and come back to this video, because there's still more. I'm going to explain what you just bought and how that's all going to work out for you. And you're going to see this later in the looking glass, right? But for those who were unable to buy, who have not bought that course, and who don't want to understand more, right? You're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait. Because I'm not going to invest any more in you, because you won't invest in yourself. And I can't invest more in you than you're willing to invest in yourself. So, this will be the 5th episode of Behind the Looking Glass. But at this point, if you haven't invested in me at some level, you're not going to be able to see what's happening after this. Right? But if you do, I'm going to teach you about the ProlitFic Lightspeed engine, which is a career engine used ads and marketing and psycho techniques that I've built, that after you've learned mental mastery will teach you how to basically build your dream career of service and basically help you live your dreams. Now, if you are still a little hesitant, buy Behind the Looking Glass. Right? That's going to be the Patreon link for $77. If you want to see the other episodes, buy into that and I'll show you. So you don't have to buy the $777 course because you're still too scared. But you need to invest some level of money or finance. And if you can't afford it, don't worry. This will be out in a few weeks for the brokies as well. Right? This will be there for you guys too. But it's only after the people who have invested and who can invest do invest. So if that's you, make a decision to invest. If that's not you, don't invest. Do not watch any more of my content. Stop watching, get off the stream, Don't watch me. Don't invest anymore. Don't waste any more of your time. Don't waste any more of my time. You're not going to buy it. You're not going to do it. So just leave, right? Move on with your life. Be happy. You've discovered it. You have all the answers, right? You don't need me. So leave. But if you're interested and you think there's still something I can show you, keep watching. Because now we're going to talk about what it looks like deeper behind the looking glass. Alright. Hey guys. So now if you've gotten to the end of the webinar here, you're at a point where you need to make a decision, right? So you've watched, you've seen anything. Now there's more to it, obviously, right? But the parts that are really needed for you to make a decision, they've already been said. So at this point, it's really just about choosing one of the options below. So up there, you can spend Mr. Reference. Through Mr. Reference, if you read that book, you'll be able to find more about the story. You can join the next option, which is my Patreon, which is where Behind the Looking Glass will continue. So if you want to keep watching these videos, just $77 a month, you'll be able to watch Behind the Looking Glass as I lead you behind the whole marketing experiment that is the Onyie Onyeabor Raising Project. Now, if you're really committed to just the emotional and mental changes you need to make in your life, check out the 7 Steps to Mental Mastery course. That's really the main offer, and I think that's going to help the most people. Now, if you want to take that and really galvanize it to turn it to a high-speed career for you, and like I said, there's that guarantee that when you become a player, which I'll explain more once you get behind the scenes, but if you buy that, you'll be able to get into my Patreon because the videos will be available there. And basically, you're going to see how I'm going to take you and basically double your money at the very least. But you have to invest some level. So if you think, I want to learn how to overcome myself, I think this guy's got something to say, spend the $1,300 and then jump in so you can see more about the Prolific Career Engine, which is basically for players, they get that $3,000 guarantee after 6 months. And I guarantee you I'll give you the $3,000 or not. The next step is the Hero Writer 1.0. It's an old course, that's why it's $300. Hero Writer 2.0 will be offered around July or June, and then that will go up to about $600. That's for if you're a writer and you really want to take it to the next level and you want to finish a book in 90 days. But you can get Hero Writer 1.0 for $300. But I really suggest packaging them together and going with the Prolific Engine course so you can get it all. And then after that, obviously, if you won't need me one-on-one, you probably don't need me one-on-one. But if you're like, hey, I want to get to talk to this guy one-on-one, and you want to get on my wait list, now I only work with 2 clients at a time. Like I said, it's $10,000, and I work with them and move into their house, or I'll move near them on my trip as I'm traveling the country, and I'll talk with them. I already have a robust wait list of clients, who are ready for that. But if you want to check your stuff out, we can set up a time to talk for about half an hour and see if you're a good fit. But I'll tell you right now, if you can't comfortably spend $10,000 and you're not, operating a business, you don't need me one-on-one. You don't need me. So, and if you're like, oh, I want to get one-on-one, but I don't have the $10,000, don't waste my time. Don't waste your time. Seriously. If I find out you do that, and you weren't seriously able to purchase, you're not going to be allowed to join the course. So really don't mess with me because that's a super violation of boundaries. Only join and click on that waitlist link of $10,000 if you seriously have $10,000 to spend and you seriously need my help. But if you need my help below that, chances are my courses or one of my offerings will be able to help you. And like I said, if you only have $8 to spend, buy Mr. Reference. That'll give you access to the rest of the videos and everything else. You just have to read that book. So if all you have is $8, buy Mr. Reference. You have $1,300 to spend, get into the Prolific Career Engine. If you really need my help and you have the money to spend and you have a business and you want to talk with me one-on-one, get on my wait list. And if you're really not sure, you're kind of in the middle, but you want to see more of what's going on and you want to understand some marketing principles so you can understand how you can use it better for your own self, which is basically me going to be explaining my sales funnel and my process, join my Patreon so you can check out Behind the Looking Glass to see how I'm managing all this. But that's really it, guys. After that, you just need to make a decision. And if you got to the end of this webinar and you're still thinking about it, that's a no. So just leave. Seriously. Like, it's not, there's no maybe anymore. It's yes or no. On or off. Are you going to play or are you not going to play? That's really all it is. And if you're still thinking about it, you need the course and you need to say yes. And if you can't do that, then you're better off saying no. But don't think about it anymore. Stop thinking. Make a decision. Take care.